Each day opens a new door. Just say the word and we'll go off to explore, to see what life has in store.
And here he is, Rob Wood, the director of Robot Ninja and Gay Guy, like a sturdy oak through the center of our production.
I've never heard that one before.
It's a wood joke. Wood, tree, oak.
My last name.
Anyway,
okay.
Rob, how did you get involved with Robot Ninja and Gay Guy?
Well, as I was finishing up at the USC Cinema School, I met Travis, and I told him that I was an aspiring director, and that I would be forging into the world of on my own-ness. And so
he's very passionate about his interest in independent works, and
yeah, I always enjoyed at school, talking about and kind of cultivating how to move forward with independent work. I especially like short film, which a lot of time is an independent pursuit as students are, trying to build their careers.
We actually shoot in our apartment as our set, and the interesting thing about the rearranging of the apartment for the show?
We did actually, when we moved in, we scouted the place, thinking like filmmakers, and we wanted our living room to be set up one way, kind of a feng shui thing, so we could see the door, but then from behind the camera we realized that didn't give us much depth. And as we've had scenes that have kind of crossed across the entire apartment, lots of energy, characters doing a lot of different things, we realized that we had to set it a different way.
Specifically, we had a shot once where we wanted Robot to be sitting on the couch and be able to see Ninja and Gay Guy talking in the kitchen behind him, and so we had to rearrange our apartment, and it stayed like that for a lot longer than we expected.
For about a year. So the sacrifices you make.
I think we have to address one of the most common questions we get about you and your work, and that is, how do you feel about directing your boyfriend when he's kissing other guys in a show?
That's the most common question. I guess
people seem concerned.
It's a viable one. It's a professional atmosphere, and it's part of our job, and I understand that Travis is an actor, and that's something I knew from the beginning. So I think that there's in the atmosphere of our set, we're all very committed to the project, and there's nothing as far as personal feelings that get in the way.
It's professional.
So it's,
and we're all actors. It doesn't mean anything. But that leads into the question, how do you go about setting up a day of shooting so that we can have that relaxed atmosphere and let the comedy come forth while we're shooting?
Mm-hmm. Well, we do try and prepare, as many of the shots ahead of time as possible. I mean, that's anything that, something a good director or producer will always tell you is that the more preparation you do, the smoother the day of shooting will go. Of course, there are always surprises that show up. So, but just kind of arranging the shots ahead of time, kind of thinking about. I mean, we live in the set, so we get to, the night before or 2 days before, we get to kind of sit there and go, I'd like to see this shot, and kind of
walk through scenes together.
Walk through scenes. And then when it comes to the day of shooting, we all wear a lot of hats. I am at once the director, assistant director, grip,
camera
operator, DP, cinematographer, all wrapped into one. I craft services, I'll set a light and then I'll go set lunch.
Yep.
So it's, but the other thing about working in that atmosphere is even though the roles are very fluid, we all know that I can grab someone and say, hey, I need you to help me with this, and we all kind of, come together, and basically at the end of the day, the entire production team is every role rolled into one. No one is just one thing, and that keeps things exciting.
Yeah. And everybody's interest is in making the best possible product or the best possible show that we can. And I guess that just leaves one final question, and that is, what excites you about having another season of Robot Ninja and Gay Guy?
I think the biggest thing for me right now is, as any director or DP will tell you, is just taking the production value to the next level. The new camera, the new lights, being able to really kind of, just develop and continue to play with the look and the characters and what we're giving to you.
I gotta admit, I feel bad about the equipment that Rob has to work with, because some of it, I mean, it's good for what it does, and we've learned so much about filming from the very first episode through the season finale, but still, I would love to be able to have him work with things that give him a little more leeway as a director. In fact, I would really like to give Rob a camera operator, because right now he's there holding the camera and he's not able to kind of step back and and keep track of everything from a distance, like a director should be able to do. So
at the same time, though, going back to the independent mode of production, I mean, this is what keeps it exciting for me. I can see the appeal of having, you know, a ton of money and a lot of great equipment and all of that, but at the same time, there's so many things that you can do with so little. I mean, a light, a camera, and you know, some really good talent, and you can pull, you know, anything together.
Right.
And that's so it keeps me on my toes.
Right, which is why our budget is not huge. I mean, $60,000 for an entire season of a web series is not an enormous amount of money. Breaks down to about $5,000 per episode, which is pretty reasonable. And we're hoping that you think so too, and that you will support our show and continue to support Robot Ninja and Gay Guy and our fundraising efforts. Don't forget to share this page, the fundraising page, with your friends and family, and tell them why you like Robot Ninja and Gay Guy and why you are excited about having another season of Robot Ninja and Gay Guy.
Because we are.
Exactly. We cannot wait to do more of this show and bring you many more seasons.
Yeah.
All right?
So thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And we will see you guys next week.